Hi children, and welcome to our final lesson on commas. So today we're going to be using commas to give a sentence two different meanings. Today you'll be given different instructions about where to put the comma to give the sentence a particular meaning. So the first instruction is add commas to show that 3 people went to the cinema. And the second time we've got to add commas to show that just 2 people went to the cinema. Okay, so 3 people went to the cinema. Here I've got Sarah, Claire and Dave. So I need to make sure that I'm clear about the fact that Sarah went to the cinema, Claire went to the cinema and Dave went to the cinema. But down here, just 2 of them went to the cinema. I'll show you how it can be done. So after leaving, comma, Sarah, Claire and Dave, I need commas because it's a list. After leaving, so maybe after leaving the park, Sarah, Claire and Dave went to the cinema. But in the second one, just 2 people went to the cinema. So the 3 of them were together, but then just 2 of them went to the cinema. So after leaving Sarah, Claire and Dave went to the cinema. Do you understand how the commas can show different things here? Next one, insert a comma in the sentence below to indicate that only Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. So here we're mentioning Grandad, Sarah and her dad. So you've got to make sure it's clear with the commas that just Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. After leaving Grandad, Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. In this one, insert a comma in the sentence below to indicate that Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket with Grandad. So all of them went to the supermarket together in this second one. But in this first one, just Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. Pause the video and see if you can identify the correct place for the commas. So if just Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket, it means they must have left Grandad. So after leaving Grandad, comma, Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. And here, all 3 of them went to the supermarket. So after leaving, Grandad, Sarah and her dad went to the supermarket. The girl said Sarah was crazy. Rewrite the sentence adding commas to show that Sarah is saying the girl was crazy. We looked at some examples yesterday that were very similar to this sort of thing. So at the moment, the girl is saying that Sarah was crazy. But by adding commas, you can change it so that Sarah is saying that the girl is crazy. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so it's the girl said Sarah was crazy. So Sarah said the girl was crazy. The girl was crazy, said Sarah. The girl said Sarah was crazy. So Sarah's saying the girl was crazy. Rewrite the sentence adding commas to show that the teacher is talking about the student. The student said the teacher was brilliant. So at the moment, with no commas, it's the student that is saying that the teacher is brilliant. But by adding commas, you need to say that the teacher is saying the student was brilliant. It needs to be the student, comma, said the teacher. So the teacher's speaking. The student, said the teacher, was brilliant. The teacher's saying that the student was brilliant. Rewrite the sentence so the comma comes after the fronted adverbial. So a fronted adverbial can tell you, for example, when something happens or how often something happens. All the time machines are growing stronger. Where does the comma need to go so that it's after a fronted adverbial? Okay, the answer is all the time, comma, machines are growing stronger. Rewrite the sentence by adding commas to show that Sarah should eat her food rather than be eaten by someone. So at the moment, you should eat Sarah. That's making out that someone is about to eat Sarah. Somebody is telling somebody else to eat Sarah. But we need commas in this sentence to show that Sarah should be the person eating her food. So write the sentence out and put the comma in the right place to show that Sarah should be eating her food. Okay, so we're talking to Sarah. We need you should eat, comma, Sarah. Now we are going to have a go at explaining how the commas change the meaning of the sentence. We need to be as clear as we possibly can. I will explain the first one. We touched on this sort of thing a little bit yesterday. Number 1, mangoes, comma, which are grown in hot countries, comma, taste delicious. Number 2, mangoes which are grown in hot countries taste delicious. And they mean completely different things. Number 1 shows that mangoes taste delicious. Think about what you know about relative clauses. This is just extra information. Mangoes taste delicious. And by the way, an extra fact about mangoes is that they're grown in hot countries. So the first sentence shows that mangoes taste delicious. The second sentence shows so mangoes which are grown in hot countries taste delicious. It's saying that the mangoes which are grown in hot countries taste delicious. So in the first one, all mangoes taste delicious, but in the second one, only the mangoes which are grown in hot countries taste delicious. So mangoes which are grown in cold countries aren't delicious. Shows that only the mangoes grown in hot countries taste delicious. I'm going to make this a bit more clearer here by saying the first sentence shows that all mangoes taste delicious. The second one is saying only the mangoes grown in hot countries taste delicious. So you've got loads and loads and loads of mangoes, but it's just those mangoes grown in hot countries that taste delicious. Number 1, apples, comma, which are grown without chemicals, comma, are great for cooking. Number 2, apples which are grown without chemicals are great for cooking. How do the commas change the meaning of the sentence? So what does number 1 mean and what does number 2 mean? Pause the video and have a go. So the first sentence is explaining that apples are great for cooking. This is just an extra bit of information about apples. So apples are great for cooking, and by the way, they are grown without chemicals. But this one is saying apples which are grown without chemicals are great for cooking. So they've got loads and loads of apples, but it's just the ones that are grown without chemicals that are great for cooking. So the second sentence says that only apples that are grown without chemicals are great for cooking. This suggests that all apples are great for cooking. But number 2, just the ones without chemicals are great for cooking. Do you understand? Hopefully you understand. Number 1, Rose bushes, which are found in the south, are brilliant for bees. We've got the commas in the second one this time. Rose bushes, comma, which are found in the south, comma, are brilliant for bees. How do they mean different things? Pause the video and have a go at explaining what each one means. So the first sentence means, so rose bushes, which are found in the south, are brilliant for bees. Rose bushes which are found in the south are brilliant for bees. So this first one means that the rose bushes that are found in the south are brilliant for bees. But the second sentence has that extra information. The second sentence is saying rose bushes are brilliant for bees. And by the way, they are found in the south. So rose bushes are brilliant for bees. So this one is just the rose bushes in the south are brilliant for bees. But this one means that all rose bushes are brilliant for bees. Final challenge. Have a go at coming up with your own sentence where adding commas changes the meaning of the sentence. Be sure to explain how the two sentences mean different things. You could email me your ideas. Hope you've learnt lots and lots of things about commas. See you later.